So these bad boys dangling around my neck are the Shure Aonic 50s, and they're among the most premium headphones launched in 2020 so far, here to take on other top tier rivals from the likes of Sony and Bose with their ANC support and their incredible audio performance. However, they also sport a rather whopping price tag. They will cost you 379 quid here in the UK, making them much more expensive than even the likes of the Sony WH3s and those Bose Q models. So the question is, do they do enough to justify that sky high asking price? Well, I've had them wrapped around my head for the past week or so, and this is my full in-depth Shure Aonic 50 review. And for more of the latest greatest tech, please do plug subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers. So first of all, yes, the Aonic 50s are absolute beasts. They do actually come bundled with probably the biggest headphone carry case I've ever seen in my entire life, and that's because they don't actually fold up into a more compact form, unlike the likes of the Sony WH3s. Thankfully, the cups do at least rotate a full 90 degrees, so they can sit flat against your collarbones, so they're quite comfortable to rock around your neck instead. As far as the design goes, I think the Aonic 50s look nice and premium, as well as their price tag kind of dictates, despite the fact that they are just constructed from plastic. And despite that plastic build, they're nice and rugged as well. No worries if you want to just leave the carry case at home, just chuck these things straight in your backpack. And that premium aesthetic is definitely improved by the leather ear cups as well, genuine leather, which you can grab in either brown or black. But be warned, in this recent heat wave, when I was rocking these on my head for an hour or two outside, I felt like my ears were just a horrible, sweaty, blobby mess. And as well as the Bluetooth connectivity, you can also use the bundled 2.5mm to 3.5mm headphone cable as well if you want to go wired. And if you do decide just to go full on Bluetooth, no worries at all. The pairing process is super simple. Just hold down the power button, keep it held down, and basically it'll enter pairing mode, and then you can hook up with whatever you like. Unfortunately, like quite a few of the other headphones that I've reviewed recently, all of the controls are clustered here on the right cup, so it's a bit of a, well, a cluster frankly. Thankfully, it is at least a comprehensive set of controls. You can do absolutely everything you need to: pause and play, change your volume, you can skip tracks, and you've got a full ANC slider support, which I'll touch on in a bit as well. And thankfully, after a couple of days of using the Shure Aonic 50s, I did kind of get used to the control layout. Each different individual button and slider is just about distinctive enough so you can fumble around and sort of figure out which one is which, and then after a while just kind of get used to the layout anyway. As for that ANC slider, well, it's got three different settings. So on the bottom setting, it's on full-on active noise cancellation. On the middle setting, it's basically ANC turned off. And then on the very top setting, that is on awareness mode, so that's actually piping in noise that's going on all around you, so you are fully aware of your surroundings. And it's a really good setup. It's really handy being able to go from your own delightful little peace bubble to instantly being able to have a conversation with someone if they're desperately trying to get your attention, and then immediately blocking them out with the ANC again if they prove to be really annoying. And I've got to say, when I've been testing it out, that ANC has been working really, really well, just as well as most rivals, and I'd say almost, not quite, but very almost as good as those Sony WH3s. Any of those annoying low rumbly sounds like trains passing by, traffic, things like that, they're reduced to a low persistent hiss, so it'll definitely be great for anyone who's regularly commuting or doing long distance travel at some point in the future when obviously things are less mental. As for the audio quality, well, as you'd expect at this sort of price point, it is absolutely superb across the full range. You can pick up on all of those finer details on whatever you're listening to. The bass definitely packs a proper wallop, but it doesn't smother the rest of the track at the same time. So it's definitely great for rock music, metal music, hip-hop, dance, that kind of thing, but also the more acoustic, the more chilled stuff, a little bit of jazz if you're feeling fruity. And if you download the Shure Plus Play app onto your smartphone, that does actually serve up an equalizer that you can have a bit of a fiddle with as well if you want to tweak the bass, the treble, whatever. But to be honest, I had to play it and then I just stuck it back on the default flat setting because I found that was absolutely perfect. So if you want a hassle-free audio experience, the Shure Aonic 50s will definitely do the job. As for the call quality, well, those mics do a pretty good job of picking up on your voice, making you sound nice and clear, but they also seem to pick up on quite a lot of the external noise going on around you. It doesn't really do much to filter that out, so not quite as strong as some rivals. And of course, you've got full support for all of the codecs that you would hope for and expect. You've got aptX HD, AC, yada yada yada. If you got one of Sony's spangly smartphones as well, you got that LDAC action. And on the battery life, well, it's almost as good here on the Shure Aonic 50s as those Sony WH3s, the Bose Qs. Get about 20 hours from a full charge, so not one of the better efforts out there, but still fine for a long trip or a few days of commuting, whatever. It does seem to take these headphones a good long while to get fully recharged again though once they're drained, so you'll definitely want to plug them in and leave them for a few hours just to be sure. And alright, there's my full review of the Shure Aonic 50 headphones. They're definitely a pricey pair, 379 quid, so they are one of the more expensive efforts out there, but they definitely provide solid performance in pretty much every area. I still think personally I would choose the Sony WH3s over them because they're a little bit more affordable. I prefer prefer the ANC chops of those bad boys as well, but definitely not disappointed with these, and if you do stump up for a pair, you will certainly be happy. So that's it from me. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Please do plug subscribe, ding that notifications bell, and have yourselves a lovely week, people. Cheers.